But the behaviour of the EU in this regard leaves me with this one conclusion, and that is that they have politicised public health politics. Now that leads you to another conclusion that becomes unavoidable. And that is that if you're prepared to use your administrative power, your bureaucracy and your red tape to play politics with public health, what else are you playing politics with? And so then I spent the week looking a bit closer at some of the recent political developments in the EU, and I began realising Merkel is in trouble. For the first time in a long while, her party, the Christian Democrats in Germany, are in electoral trouble. I began looking at Macron. Surprise, surprise, he's in trouble. Marine Le Pen is hot on his heels. And I began realising that what these people are doing, what these leaders are doing, is, in my view, it becomes almost impossible to avoid the conclusion that they've been playing politics for electoral politics' sake with public health. Now, again, I can't emphasise this enough. That doesn't mean that doesn't happen here in Britain. And you know, I've been pointing to where it's happening every time I believe it is happening. And I can only point to what I see. I don't know what I don't know. But, you know, it's important to say that that's what's happening in the EU at the moment over something, sorry for the Rumsfeld, I don't know what I don't know, it's very Rumsfeldian. But it's important to point out when it happens in the EU because it has very, very serious consequences. The level of distrust that generates, not just in terms of vaccine skepticism, but also on a broader level, in terms of our future relationship with them. What else are they willing to play politics with? If you remember the whole thing about the potential skirmishes between the French Navy and the Royal Navy in the English Channel if they don't control their borders. And then you look to Northern Ireland and you see when they invoked, superficially so, and then had to retreat from the Article 16 invocation at the border there, and you think, are they trying to royally mess us up? I had to think of a daytime suitable word there. Otherwise, I would have used a different word. So you take those three examples with what they were doing on the border and the dangers of the French Navy, you know, insisting that their fishermen were allowed to come into our sovereign territorial waters without our choice. And that's Macron, that's France. And then you look at the Article 16 thing in Northern Ireland, having all the dangers of the potentials of re-sparking the troubles for us, which nobody wants to see a return to. You know? And then you see this issue with the AstraZeneca vaccine, and you begin drawing a picture and joining the dots that this appears to be somewhat of a desire for revenge against Britain. And that removes for me the sheen and the shine that used to exist. And I admit, I've done a lot of growing through these COVID, let's call it BC and AC, before COVID and after COVID. The before COVID me was a younger, perhaps slightly more immature me, and the after COVID me, the AC me, looks at this situation and realises, you know, the veil is lifting slightly about how the bureaucratic administration that is the EU is prepared to play politics with public health or for any other reason.